Alright gang, welcome back to our Broke to Billionaire challenge on Ohio Richlands. Today is going to be an extremely busy day. Because of that, I think one goal we should try to do today is get a third tractor. I think we're going to need it. Let me just give you what we're talking about here. We have to drill our smaller field back here. We wanted to get a plow and everything for that. I think I did in the last episode, did I not? Maybe I didn't. I think I did, though. I did. So, we want to plow. I think I might have did it off camera, but maybe I did do it on camera. I don't know. It's been a couple weeks since I've done a video on this one. But regardless, we have to drill this field, which we will do once we harvest this field. So that's probably the first one we're going to harvest. This one that we would kind of cut up and made it into two different fields. This one is also ready. We need to fertilize this field a second time. So a lot of things to do today. A lot of things to do. And not really a whole lot of time either. So, given that circumstance, I think the first thing we'll do is we're going to jump straight into our harvester here. I think the plow's right here. Yeah, I did bring it back here. Okay. We'll jump into our harvester here. We're going to get it all the way back there to the back of the field. To the back field. Excuse me. And we're going to get harvesting. We'll have to go around the headland once, as we normally do. And then we'll probably set it on a worker, and the worker's not going to do the best job. You saw how bad that worker's done over there anyway, so I don't expect anything spectacular here, but that's okay. When we harvest this field over here, whether it's today or the next episode, who knows, whenever we do, I probably will put in at least part of the track that I want to put in, if it lets me. Remember, I was trying to take out some of this grass here, and it really wasn't letting me, except for very slightly on the edge. So we may just lose a little bit of our crop there to put that track in, but I think it makes sense. It's a little more realistic than me driving through our neighbor's field here, even though it's you know, it's on there as an actual field, but it's not something you can buy or potentially buy. So it's kind of where I'm at. If that makes any sense. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. We went ahead and unfolded this on the way over here, so we can go straight into harvesting. This is sorghum. I don't know if it's the best time to sell sorghum or not. It's April. I would suspect it's not. I'm pretty sure sorghum is a late in the year, early in the year crop, not April, for example. January, December, November, December, January, something like that. So it's probably going to be a crop we're going to put into the silo for now. And it's not really like we need to sell it right now anyway. We do have $127,000 to our name right now, which is good. We have a lot of things to accomplish still. We've got to pick up all those bales as well. A lot of things to do. A lot of things to do. So those bales, when they're ready, they're going to make us a good amount of money too. Certainly not as many as we had the last time because there's not as many bales. But overall, it'll still be a nice little profit for us. Now, I want to take a look. When we get up here, we're going to turn up here to the right, and when we start going that way, let me turn the map off. I want to look at the used market and see if there's anything out there. If there's something out there that is something we plan to utilize here in the near future, regardless if it's this episode or 5 episodes from now, we may go ahead and pick it up if it's a good price. Just save us a little bit of money, right? But I don't know for sure if there will be anything out there or not, but that's why I always look at that. I know some people do not do it, but I like to do it. Let's see. What's out here? So we don't need that. We've already got an auto stacker. This would be nice to have. This would be nice to have. 18,000. We might buy that if it's still out there later on. And then a potato harvester. I don't plan to do any potatoes, at least not in the near future on this series. We'll probably do some other items, but not specifically potatoes. I don't really plan on doing potatoes yet. So for now, I'm not going to worry about that one, but potentially that mixer. That mixer is pretty nice. It's almost 60% off. That's a pretty good price. So we'll think about that. Certainly not something we have to have right now, but $18,000 isn't too expensive. But I think the bigger goal here is to get another tractor of some sort. But the tractor we get, right, it has to be able to utilize at least some of this stuff. We could sell the windrower if we wanted to. I probably won't, but we could. It's not worth that much. 10,000. So we need 160, 240, probably at least 240, right? That's really what we need. 100 horsepower, 140. Yeah, so 240. If you have something like 250 in the 250 range, that would be good. Ooh, I'm way off. Let me back up for a minute. I don't know for sure if there's going to be anything out there for $127,000 in the 250 range. I would doubt it. I'm pretty sure they're going to be closer to 200,000 for that horsepower. But regardless, we will take a look at it. So we'll get around the rest of the headland here, and then I'll put it on a worker, and we'll probably, because it's going to be pretty much full. You can see we're at 68%. It might be full before we even get around the headland. Very good yield out of this, but we'll go get the trailer, bring it up here, unload the harvester, and then once that's complete, we can bring our Autoload trailer back here, pick up all of those bales. And then we can get the plow back here. We can combine the field. We're not going to worry about the trees today. I said I was going to potentially get rid of those trees, but to do so, we would have to get a stump grinder, and stump grinders are not cheap by any means. That's the reason we haven't got rid of the stumps over there by that little makeshift area that we kind of put some gravel down on that it allowed us to do. But yeah, this is going to be full before we even get to the end here. Going to be a very, very busy day. The more I think about it, I'm not sure we're actually even going to be able to harvest that field over there today. We might have to wait until the next episode for that one. That's going to be a while. It's going to be a lot because we have to fertilize field, all that kind of stuff. That's another reason why I want a tractor, right? So that way we could have two workers doing and utilizing things at the same time while we're doing stuff. What? I'm stuck on something. Oh boy. So we'll get this done, gang, and put a little time lapse in here. Might be 5 to 7 minute time lapse, I would think. Maybe a little longer, maybe a little less. And then we'll be back with you, and we'll see where we're at that point. But hopefully, in that time period, we'll be able to complete the headland pass here, pick up all the bales, and then plow part of in between those two fields to create them into one field, or well, to turn them into one field, I should say, not create them into one field. A little bumpy here. We're going through the creek, but we'll make it work. Did I turn it off? I must have turned it off. I didn't remember turning it off, but I guess I did. All right, back with you guys in a bit. Alright, gang, that was a pretty hefty time lapse there, but I think it was useful. We had a lot of things to accomplish. I fertilized that field over there. There is some spots over there that we're going to have to spray. You probably saw that. The worker here is missing sections here as well, but that's okay. He can get as much as he can get done there with the drill. We will drill over here as well. We are putting in wheat here. Wheat seems to be a good price in the October-ish, November-ish range, which is kind of when I'm suspecting that this field would be ready. Could be longer than that, but that's where my guess is. So we're putting in wheat, and with the wheat we'll be able to make straw silage bales, which will make us more money, which is good. I would like to also, whenever we harvest this field, and well, I guess we could really do it with that field too, but I want to fix these fields a little bit. The line that I made here, going down the middle to cut them, it was not my best work. I was pretty sick when I was doing that. You guys already know that, but I'm going to work on that whenever that comes time for us to harvest it. So ideally, it'll probably be the other field that's not ready yet that we'll work on to take a little bit of that field away, because that field's bigger. It's the biggest field we got. I also filled up this this tractor with gas that we already had. Well, diesel that we already had. So I think we'll be good to leave that there for a second. We can go do a little spot spray over there. There were a few spots in there I saw that we missed with the herbicide, so we'll spot spray that real quick. Shouldn't take us too long to do. I'm going to fill this up to max while we're here, because why not? I need to move those herbicide, or the fertilizer tanks, excuse me. They're kind of in the way. 411, not bad. That's probably one of the best investments we've made on the farm here, is having that. Not having to drive all the way back to the shop to pick stuff up every single time. That is a daunting task. It's far away. It's pretty much as far away as you can get for us, because we're all the way at the end of part of the map. So and when this done's here, we'll need to bring it back into the back field there, because we're going to have to spray that field as well. Both of those fields. We're going to turn it into one. We're going to have to spray those. So, lots of things to do. Lots and things to do. That's why I was considering buying another tractor. I haven't spent the time to go out there and look yet, but I will look at it here in just a second. I probably should have turned on the smaller spot spray for that, but that's alright. We didn't waste that much. This section here is going to need the full amount anyway. What? I just sprayed it. It didn't get it. I got to come back and touch that. There's a little section there that was missed. That's all right. All right, that is done. We can now take this over to the back side of the field, back there that we're actively working on, and prep it to be sprayed. All right, back here, the worker literally just hit a full grain tank, so that's good. The other worker also supposedly was done. I took a peek, and he's not even close. So we're gonna have to finish touching this up, and then I'll probably set him on his way over there on that field. Well, it's now gonna be one field, but you get what I mean. Nice thing about this drill, though, is it really doesn't run through that much seed. The only problem with it is that there's no fertilizer to it, right? So I would love for it to have be able to put down an application of fertilizer while it's drilling. like the one that everybody uses. Well, one of the older ones that everybody uses, the Case or the John Deere. I don't remember the exact name of them, but for whatever reason, this section of the map back here, you can see it. It's got frame rate drops and glitches. I think it's because it's that invisible wall kind of causing some mayhem, but yeah, it kind of glitches up a little bit when you get to that bottom section of this portion of the field here. Just touch this little section up here, then we're going to hit kind of a pass here where these trees are. We might just go around the headland once. We probably will, honestly. It's just going to make it easier, make our lives easier, make the workers' lives easier as well. We're not going to have to come back here and do it multiple times. Nothing like that. No, it's not much, but I want to hit that real quick right there. Right, perfect. It's a little awkward island there in the middle, but maybe eventually we'll get rid of it. Depends on how bad it is, right? When we're done and it's ready to harvest this field, we'll see how big of a pain it is having that there. If it's not that bad, then we may just leave it. I mean, obviously, unless later on we're able to come across a stump grinder on the used sale market for a decent price, something like that maybe would change our mind. But if it's not too big of a hassle for us to do that, we'll probably just leave it. So I did look at tractors on the way back here. I'm not seeing anything specific. Well, there I am, but they're all like $170-ish, $160,000, $170,000. We do not have that currently. When we sell those 8 bales, I don't suspect we will get to 170. I think we'll be at like 150 maybe if we're lucky. But it might not even be that much. Might be 145-ish. I don't know. But I guess we'll see, I guess, whenever that's done. But I don't think we're going to be able to get another tracker today like I wanted to, unfortunately, which is just hammering home the fact that we're only going to be doing the work back here in this field today. We won't harvest that other field today, with the exception of maybe doing that little strip on the way back to our yard area and our barns, because of that thought of putting in, a track of some sort. And if I can get at least part of it painted down, the gravel put down, I at least have an idea of what I can work with and how much actual crop I'm going to have to waste to do that idea. If it ends up being a lot, we may just have to scratch the idea or scrap the idea and then turn it back into a field with our plow. But we'll see. We'll see what we can get to. Let me let the worker do his turnaround here real quick. Right, the worker's on his way there. We got to be careful here that we don't drift too far to the right here and take out some of that crop, especially here in the corner. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just get a decent chunk of it, Z. Make sure the crop isn't ruined. Let them harvest let the worker harvest the crop as much as he can. This will probably will need to be filled up with seed again. I don't think he's going to get through the entire field. Could be wrong, but I just don't suspect. I don't anticipate that he'll be able to get through the whole field. But I've been wrong before. Let's wait and see what the worker does here. Might have to back up. I don't know which way he's going to go here. we'll just go forward then. If he's going to go that way, we'll just go forward. Alright, we've made it around the headland. It's good. That field, part of the field, is already drilled and ready to go. We'll straighten up the end here and then put a worker on it, and hopefully the worker can do this without getting stopped by the trees up there, but we'll have to look at it when it gets time. Perfect. Put that on a worker. Let's go unload the rest of the harvester here. We're getting a lot of sorghum out of this, like a lot. So when it does come time to sell it, it's going to be a good payday. One that's going to be desperately needed. Because these fields are they're just crazy how expensive they are. It's just crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. Nuts. Alright, the harvester's unloaded there, so perfect, 94%. Not too shabby at all. Still a decent amount in there, but we might as well go ahead and dump this. The rest that's there will not fill up a whole trailer load, and we won't be able to fill what's there, I guess, with the 6% left in this trailer. We're going to need an empty trailer to do so. So, might as well take this back. While we're back there, we'll take a peek at the bales. They probably aren't going to be ready until, well, probably not until later on today. Which means we probably won't be able to utilize those for any kind of tractor today. So that's unfortunate because we have a lot of things we still have to do on that field. We've got to spray it, we've got to fertilizer, and we've got to roll it. That's a lot to do still. So we may jump cut a little bit of that out, just to kind of keep the episode to, 45 minutes to an hour. That's really the sweet spot I think I've found, where not too long, but it's not too short either. Where am I going? Here we go. So we'll get the trailer back here, and then we'll pick up the fertilizer, and we'll go get it fertilized, and we'll get spraying, and then we'll see where we're at after that, I guess. The rolling will probably be left for a worker, as we always do, kind of finish off the episode with the worker doing some rolling. It's going to require us to do some of that rolling, though, especially with the awkward shape of the field now. Oh, I just killed some crop. Whoops. That's all right. We're going to come down here and pick up the rest of this harvest too. Don't forget about that. There's a little bit there that the worker's not getting for whatever reason. Tree or whatever it may be. We'll leave it right there for now. He seems to be doing okay up there. It looks like he's going to the end. Hoping he is. We'll get the fertilizer, and then we'll spray it. Alright, let's get this done. It shouldn't take too long for us to do this. You can see it's hitting a decent chunk of this, so... we'll probably catch up pretty quickly to the drill with this one, which means we can jump back then and get the sprayer. Alright, it says the worker completed the harvest. It pretty much has, except for that little section down there, so it's going to touch that up real quick. I threw the fertilizer spreader on a worker. I don't know what the hell he's doing. These workers are idiots, I'm telling you. I don't know what... There's something there. This is just the normal field. I haven't touched it. There's something there that it doesn't like, because that's the second time that it's done that. Where it starts going a different angle. I don't know what's wrong with them. They're morons. Anyway. Let's get the rest of this harvested. We need to take that tractor off there anyway. So we can unload this into the trailer and take it back. Right, dump the rest of that into the silo there. Go ahead and park this up under here. We'll grab the sprayer, bring it back there for in a little while. Not quite yet, but soon enough we'll be utilizing that. I'm going to look at the bales as well over here. Like I said, I don't expect them to be ready, but we will look at it. If they are, certainly could help us get another tractor. They are ready. Okay. Alright, never mind. They are ready. Wow. I was not expecting them to be ready. Okay. Is it... well, I don't think silage fluctuates that much, but let's look at it anyway. It does not. 518. That's pretty good. And it's going to be dropping. So let's get those sold. Let's get them sold right now. Still don't think it's going to be enough to get us another tractor, but I would love for it to be able to do so. It would really, truly change the landscape here of doing this series for sure. Alright, let's throw this on because I always do this wrong. Unload bales. Here we go. Unload bales here. 31,000. That's kind of where I said. I said it was going to be around 150,000. It's a little bit more than what I said, but I still don't think, unfortunately, that's going to be enough for us to get a tractor. Well, we could get one, but if we want one around the 240 range, probably won't be able to do so. But maybe we don't need one around the 240, right? We only have one implement that's 240, right? It's just the seeder. The seeder's 240, the roller's 160, spreader's 100, baler's 140. So really, we don't need that, I guess. I mean, this tractor's not even 240 and it was able to do it, so... well, it's the one actively doing it, I should say. It's 1 horsepower less than it needs, but that's okay. So maybe we should get one. Is there anything new out there? Oh, there's a baler. We don't need that. The baler we got is perfect. So maybe we can get something in the 200 range for a little less, and that gives us a little bit of money still. This Valtra has 190 horsepower. and it's only 108, that would still give us a plenty of money. What else we got in here? 150 for the Zetor. $210 horsepower from the Stara. I think that might be the one we go with. It's got the rices on it, but we can put... I guess we can't. I guess we have to use the rice. But I don't think it really makes a difference if it's rice wheels or not. I think it still could work. Here we go. We put Michelin's on it. It's not rice. Here we go. 60,900. That's more what I'm looking for. That's what I'm talking about. Narrow tires, wide tires. Wide tires weights, that's what I want. Exhaust. Do we care? Not really. Window, I don't care. GPS, no. Beacon, we do want a beacon on there. Fender. Well, I mean, just go standard. It comes with the fenders anyway. Reverse whistle. Let's not do that. Standard rear hitch attacher, default attacher, and weight. I don't think we need any of that. Standard. We gotta add the black on there. I like the black. I think that's it, gang. I think we're gonna go with it. It's only 61,130. That gives us plenty. That's the one. 210 horsepower. It's perfect. It's perfect. Alright, we got it. How's he doing? Alright, he's good. Let's take this back here. What we'll do then is we'll bring... I was going to say we'll bring the other tractor up here, put it on the fertilizer spreader, and let him go to town, but... I mean, the issues they've been having, maybe they won't be able to. I don't know. Let's get this back. I'll drop this off at the farm. I'll bring over the sprayer, and maybe I'll do a little bit of a headland pass with the fertilizer and see what happens. All right, got the fertilizer ready to go here. I'm going to load it up. I got the sprayer over there. I also have a worker from the shop bringing back the tractor for us, so hopefully it'll be delivered properly without any issues, but we'll find out soon enough. Still having some either frame rate drops or something, some choppiness here. I'm sure you can see it. It's not ideal, but we'll make it through it. We'll get through it. I'm just gonna do a little bit right here to the end here. Just try to clean that up a little bit. We're going to go the rest of the way up here, and then I'm going to throw it on a worker and see what happens. Hopefully by the time that's all done, the other tractor will be here. Completely forgot about that Stara, or Starry, or whatever you want to call it. It's going to be really helpful to us. And then we'll bring the roller back here, and we'll put the, if it'll let us, we'll put the sprayer on that Starry, or Stara, excuse me, I keep holding Starry, the Stara, and we'll spray part of the field as well, because we're going to catch up to the drill very quickly. This is a very widespread fertilizer, as I mentioned earlier, so this will easily catch up very, very quickly. Now, he doesn't have much left to do, but this is taking us seconds, as you can see. May not even really need to put it on a worker, but... yeah, I don't know what's going on with the frame rate dropping and all that stuff. I have no clue. No clue. But it is doing that, so... have to suffer through it, I guess, gang. Not really a whole lot I can do. I don't know if it's an implement that I have that's causing that, or if it's just the map itself. Because it doesn't seem to do it anywhere else except for back here in that quadrant over there. I don't know if it's the trees or what it is. I'm lined up all completely wrong. Alright, so they've got the Storez back to our farm. At least it should be at our farm. We'll look here in just a second. Alright, yes it did. Look at that. That's perfect. That's perfect for us. We got 3 tractors now, gang. This is awesome. I forgot this one makes noise when you back up. Oh well. We'll bring the roller back here as well. Well, can it even pull the roller? It seems to not even want to pull that. Did I just make a mistake here? 160. We have 239. 210, excuse me. It shouldn't be having any issues. But look at it. It's clearly having issues pulling this thing. Weird. A worker completed their task, huh? I don't buy that either. When we got up to speed, it looks like it just doesn't have a whole lot of torque behind it. The sprayer thinks he's done. The fertilizer spreader, excuse me, not the sprayer. What? Well, that's interesting. Alright. He's just a moron. The trees are in the way again. They're just causing issues everywhere. I don't know how, though. We did a bit of a spray there, so they shouldn't be causing any issues at all. But whatever reason it is, I guess we'll have to do all of this ourselves. Nothing else for it. All right, heading back here. We're almost done, gang. We'll do this rest of the spraying here, and then we'll finish the episode as we always do with the worker, just taking care of the rest of the rolling for us. I will clean everything up. I've got stuff just kind of laying around everywhere. I'll clean all that up as well. But it's been a pretty productive episode, I think. We've got a ton of sorghum in there, and we're going to have even more when we harvest that field in the next episode. So we're going to be sitting with, let's look here. 66,000 liters of sorghum at current. It's going to jump up a lot when we harvest that field, because that field is bigger than this field. For the most part, this has gone relatively smoothly. We got a new tractor, which is really good. This is definitely going to help us as we continue on, even though it seems to have a little bit of a torque issue with it, but that's okay. I think we've got enough implements at this point that it's fine. The worker over there has not done a very good job with rolling. You can see it from here. There are a lot of missed spots. So we are going to have to touch that up as best we can. But it's not going to be perfect. Not by any means. And you guys know I despise rolling, so I probably won't do a whole lot of that on camera just because I hate it. Little tiny strip here that it didn't hit, so I'm kind of going through that real quick with a smaller amount, which is good. And then we've got that little section over there to touch up, and then it's just the rolling. Sorghum will be at the highest 2754 average. We're not that far off of it from right now, so I guess technically we could sell it. But I'd rather just wait, I think. We're going to have to wait a while, though. I mean, we're going to have to wait till January, so we won't be making any profit off of the sorghum here, unfortunately. But that's okay. We have enough money. We can start putting down some other things as well that I would like to utilize and do. Probably in the next episode, because we won't have a whole lot to do in the next episode besides harvesting and drilling that one field back there. We won't have a whole lot else to do, though. This field I don't think will be ready. This one closest to us that's still growing. The one we bought across the street certainly will not be. We just fertilized it for the second time today. So yeah, I guess we'll see. It might be time to put down some kind of animals, whether it's bees or sheep or chickens or whatever it may be. Maybe time to do that. The problem with the sheep, though, is we really don't have enough grass to give them at current. Maybe we buy another plot of land. I believe I had my eye on this little grass field down here somewhere. This one, 18. Yeah, 43. So we can definitely buy that. It's not too expensive by any means. We'd have to buy a mower, but we could get a little bit of a smaller mower, considering it's just such a small field, and that should be sufficient enough for us to be able to feed, I don't know, 40 sheep probably? Maybe more. That's the only, well, there's 7, I guess. 7's a little bit too expensive, at least at current. 126, yeah. So we'll see. Bees are easy, so we could definitely do bees. Bees wouldn't take long at all, and they're a little expensive, pricey, but they really don't take long at all to do. So let's just leave this here for right now. Let's go ahead and get the roller here. Let's touch up the remaining portion here that the worker had trouble with, and then we'll set it on the main big part of the field and leave the episode at that point. There's a good amount of here. Well, if I can get rid of the trees, there's a decent amount here we have to clean up. I think that's the biggest problem with this field as it is without getting rid of those trees, right? Is that the worker is going to have a lot of issues with it, so a lot of the time we're probably going to have to do just most of the work in this field. And one off camera, you know, while it's doing this, I'm going to have to touch up some of this too. It's going to have issues. We know that. Do a little backup move there for that section. Go ahead and lift it up real quick. Run over here, grab this. Then we need to do that little section there, and then we'll send it on the way. So with that, gang, I think we will leave the episode there. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you're new. It's free. It helps me out a ton to do so. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, let me know down below. I'm happy to get back to you on those. And we're on our way, gang. We've got most of the implements that we need to succeed in this series. It's just going to be a matter of doing all the harvests and continuing to buy more and more land. And then as that land comes, we are going to have to end up buying more and more equipment so we can do multiple fields at the same time. Multiple harvesters, multiple... Well, we already got multiple tractors, but double the tractors we have at a minimum. Double all the implements we have. All of that is going to happen for us to succeed in this series as we continue on. So once again, hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, I will see you all in the next episode.